Hello everybody, today I want to talk to you about how to create a welcoming culture for students. If you guys look at successful organizations, you can see that they're super intentional about their culture. I went to Apple the other day to get an iPad and it was during lunch and the place was packed. It was completely crowded and it was on a weekday. People were hanging out. High schoolers were saying, wow, this place is so awesome. Older people were saying, I love coming into this store. And what all of these different types of people were saying is, I really like the culture that's here. Great organizations are always intentional about creating culture. There have been studies done about what youth students look for in the church, and the most common things that made students come back to the church was a welcoming culture and real relationships with other students. Nobody talked about how cool the lights were. The students didn't even remember what the sermon was about, but what they did care about was if they felt welcome. Man, if Apple is saying hi and welcoming people, I want to make sure that our church is saying hi and welcoming people. I want to make sure that they're never sitting alone and that they're plugged into life groups. Because the reality is, we only get a few hours with them during the week. The rest of the week, they're elsewhere. But while they're with us, I want to make sure that in their mind, they know that this is the best place that they want to be right now. So how do we do that? How do we create a welcoming culture? Each video, I want to give you principles on creating a welcoming culture. Today, I'm going to be talking about a principle that I learned from Jeannie Mayo. It's called the art of frog kissing, okay? So what does that mean? Well, we all know the fairy tale. There's this handsome prince. The prince gets put under a spell, and in one swipe, boom, the prince is turned into an ugly frog, okay? The spell can't be broken unless the frog is kissed by a princess. So this frog is waiting day after day, hoping and wishing that someone would see him for who he really was. And then one day, a princess sees a little frog and decides to give it a kiss. Instantly, the frog was transformed into a handsome prince. And you may be thinking, man, what on earth does this have to do with youth ministry? Everything. There are so many students who attend week after week, and on the outside, they may be rebellious, they may be rude, they may be difficult to deal with. But deep down inside, they are hoping day after day that someone would see them for who they really were. And that's where you come in. God placed you here to love these students with all of your heart. Leaders, we have to view these students the same way that God views them. Infinite worth, infinite value. Our students are the most important part of Amplified. Pastor Brett Allen was telling me, man, if someone is sitting by themselves, there is something broken in your ministry. Leaders, if there is a student who doesn't feel welcome, why would we even invite them to church in the first place? God will not give us more students if we're not faithful with the ones that He's entrusted us with right now. So let's be faithful. Let's be faithful with what God has given us. And I want to encourage you today. Our church lights are not going to save lives. Our cool games will not change people's hearts. But the love of Jesus Christ will always change lives. And it's only the love of God that will build up a student. And it's only the love of God that will ultimately transform someone. So let's love every student that we come across, regardless of what you see on the outside. And together, we can light up the bay.